Okay, so we're focusing on the length in minutes and decimals. If you're having trouble with that, then reach out and I will help you, or someone else can help you. It's up to you. It just depends on what you're comfortable with. The thing you're going to need in for yourself, for your own reference, is what is your first E value? What is your, I'm going to refer to this as column E. If you don't have your length in minutes in column E, you might have done something different, but just now, don't use E just because I am. You're referring to a specific column in your table. So mine goes from E2, so there's E2, all the way down to E59. Okay, so I just need to keep that in my mind, because when you use these functions, you have to input certain information because you need to speak to the sheet in the sheet's language. So as soon as you go, you need 5 things for this box and whisker plot. So 1, you need a label, minimum, Q1, Q3, and maximum. Now for our media album, I also want you to do the median, but the box and whisker plots do not calculate the median, and they don't need the median, and they don't mark the median on the box and whisker plot. Okay, so we need the min, the max, and the quartiles, and they need to be in order from least to greatest, the minimum, Q1, Q3, max. So when you're telling the chart to the Google Sheet to do something, you need to put an equal sign. When you put an equal sign, you are telling the sheet that you're going to put a function in the sheet. Once you put an equals, the sheet kind of like, hey, what are you going to put in here? Because if you put a function, I'm ready to do some stuff. So you're like, yeah, I'm going to put a function, put minimum, and then you go from E2, which is that first value that I said you're going to need, and you're going to go all the way, I am going to go all the way to E59, because my songs in column E go down to cell 59. Yours is probably not going to be 59. I feel like I went overboard, and it is what it is. So I went from E2 to E59. Max is very similar to that, except for typing in max. Or instead of typing in min, you type in max. So you type in max. You tell your spreadsheet that you're going from E2 to E52. No, 59, because that is my last value in the table is E59. Okay. Now the quartiles are a little bit different, because before for the minimum we were telling the spreadsheet, hey, there's a minimum function. I need you to find the minimum between these 2 cells on this list. Please do that. Awesome. Thank you. Congratulations that it'll do it. But for the quartile function, you don't specify which quartile in the function, right? So you put equals and you put quartile, and then you say, hey, spreadsheet, go from E2 to E59 with a colon in between, but then you say, by the way, I only want you to find quartile 1. So you put that all in there. And if you want to look again, I'm going to click on this cell, but up here, you can see that I put equals quartile. I put my data in the columns, and then I put 1 because I only want quartile 1. And you don't need a space, you could put a space. This is not rounded to the nearest hundredth, so I'm going to hit format, number, round it to the nearest hundredths. Looks good. Quartile 3 is really similar. So you can look up here again to see the function. So I'm going to type in equals and quartile, and I'm going to go from E2 to E59, and I'm going to do comma, and I'm going to say, yo, it's quartile 3, hit enter. It's going to want to do stuff for me. Let me zoom back out, and here's my quartile 3 value. So you see it right here. The function, I use quartile equals quartile, E2 to E59, and then I even if you put a space or don't put a space, it comes out to be the same thing. But you have to specify the quartile on those. All right, so now I have a label for my x-axis. I have a minimum, I have a quartile 1, a quartile 3, and a max. You need to take those 5 values. I'm actually going to make a new spreadsheet because things are getting a little funky. So I just highlighted these 5 things and I hit copy. So Control C, file copy, right click, hit copy, whatever it is you need to do. I'm going to my new spreadsheet, putting it over here. I realize that I can't do that. So ignore that because I realized that I referenced other cells. So this is just going to get funky. Like I've been having issues, so just hang in there. I don't know what's going on. So we are going to try our best. Okay, so again, I'm having issues with this. I don't know what it is. Just like the somehow with the formatting and the zooming and whatever else. So I'm going to grab these 5. I'm going to hit insert chart. And then this is the issue that I'm having. If you end up having the issue where the menu is not coming up, because now it's giving you this random chart and it's going to pick the best one, quote unquote best one. So Sheets is just going to pick the best chart and it's not the best. It's not what we want. It's usually not what we want at all. So what I'm doing is I hit these 3 dots and you might be able to hit edit chart and then a menu pops up on the right. That's cool. But if it doesn't pop up, I'm actually going to right click on it and I'm going to hit chart style. And then this menu comes up on the right. So I don't know, something's going on with my Sheets today. I'm not really sure. But you want to be in this menu pops up. If you hit insert chart, this menu will pop up. And if it doesn't, then just reach out to me. Or right click and then hit chart style and then you're going to go to setup. And we don't want this chart. This is they're calling this a column chart, like a bar graph or something. We all need a candlestick chart. So that means that we need the box and whisker plots. They're vertical. And then that's it. So we end up having a box and whisker that actually it shows the IQR. And look, it tells you all the data values, right? So if you hover over it, it gives you the min, the max, the 2 quartiles. And so you have the maximum value here. You have quartile 3 is the top of the box. Quartile 1 is the bottom, and then the minimum is here. So we want to make sure that we're either downloading this. So you can hit download. You can download it as a PNG. Then you can save it that way. You could take a screenshot, which is what I'm going to do, is just take a screenshot here. I'm actually also going to note my median. So when you end up going to the media album, I was Googling my issue. Go to the media album in our class page, marking period 1, week 7, Monday. You are going to then add media, attach the file. So either you downloaded it or you have it in your screenshot. So wherever you saved it, find it here. And then when you add media, it'll ask you if you want to put it might ask you if you want to put a caption, but you can also go to your actual media and then edit your caption, or you can add a comment. So the caption's good. I like the caption. It's kind of the better option. Median equals 3.29, right? So then I do that, I hit save, and you are good to go. And then when eventually we look at these candlestick charts and box and whisker plots, we can see pretty clearly that you're able to compare the box and whisker plots. So you can see that some of the IQRs are larger than others. Some of the whiskers are much larger than the others. This is an example of maybe what you don't really want to do, because we want to just be able to see the chart itself. So I guess if you click on that, it's fine as long as people can see it. And it's good when this caption shows up. So if you add a caption, that's the best thing. I just put mine on here twice. If you're feeling funky and feeling fancy, you could actually, if you know how to do this, I annotated my photo before I uploaded this one. And then I marked the median, which I thought was pretty good because then you could see exactly where the median is on the box and whisker.